So, Allies for Community Business, we're a nonprofit organization. We've been around for over 25 years. And so we help entrepreneurs, Illinois and Indiana. So we serve the entire state of Illinois and the entire state of Indiana. Although our office is housed in the city of Chicago state. So our approach to helping entrepreneurs is three-part, is capital, coaching, and connections. And so we'll break down those three C's throughout the presentation. So 2020, 2023 was what we call the pandemic years, which was a very tumultuous time for everyone around the world. But we were able to work with this at the state level, at the county level, and with different corporations to provide emergency lending and grant programs to entrepreneurs. And because of those programs, we were able to disperse over $700 million, either in the term of an emergency grant or an emergency loan. Over 21,000 businesses between Illinois and Indiana were able to get coaching or technical services. And then we were able to provide funding to over 31,000 businesses between the two states, Illinois and Indiana. So our first part, we'll talk about the first C is capital. We have two lending products. We have a small business term loan and a small business line of credit. Our smallest amount is $500. Our largest is $100,000. And then grants, which is money that business owners can receive that you don't have to pay back. We always know grants are a great thing. So from time to time, we do manage grant programs. But in the event we're not currently managing a grant program, we do let on our website. So any entrepreneur is welcome to go to our website and look at the grants listed on our website. And we put the qualifications. So if you fit those qualifications, then you just click directly onto the link, and then you're able to apply directly. You don't have to get a loan with us to access the grant information. You could just go directly to our website. So again, with our loans, no matter if you started a business yesterday or you've been in business over 25 years, we do have, we're able to provide a loan for you. Again, our smallest amount is $500. Our largest is $100,000. Rate is 9%, and we typically have a term of 36 months. So for example, if you were to get a $25,000 term loan with us for 9% for 36 months, you're looking at roughly about $790 a month in a monthly payment, just to kind of give you a ballpark figure of like what the monthly payment would be. We do work with for-profit and nonprofit. It's just that the nonprofit does have to have a business model revenue, like a nonprofit daycare, a nonprofit bookstore, something in that nature where it's not just reliant on donations. So again, our two products we have is a term loan and a line of credit. Now, the difference between those is like with you apply for a full amount, and whatever amount you approved for, that full amount is deposited into your business bank account. And then you start principal and interest repayment immediately the next month after. With the line of credit, it's a little bit different, where you are approved for a certain amount and you can whenever you need them. And for the first year, it's interest only. So you have a smaller monthly payment. If you don't renew or extend that line of credit, then whatever your balance is termed out over 36 months. So for example, if you was to get a $10,000 line of credit with us and you only pull down $5,000 and you don't renew or extend that line of credit, well, then you're only paying back the $5,000 that you took down. You're not paying back the full $10,000. And depending on how your business is structured and how your business finances are set up, one may be more advantageous than the other. Some people like the term loan because it's a fixed payment. They know what that payment is going to be for 36 months. Budget for your business, that might be advantageous for you. A line of credit, I've seen some business owner gravitate towards a line of credit if they have ebbs and flows in their business. So like, for example, some businesses that have a lot of government contracts, usually your revenue turnaround is usually between 60 days. So if you need a line of credit 10,000 and you pull down 5,000 in January, but you know by April, May, you're going to get this large deposit, pay for your services because you're a government contractor, then you'll be able to pay that line of credit down at once you receive your funds. So depending on how you receive your funds, one may be more advantageous than the other. I've seen some business owners who have a seasonality to their business. Like, let's say, for instance, you have a coffee shop. Some coffee shops experience low revenue streams during the summer months because more people are outside drinking cool. The coffee shop may experience high revenue points during the colder months because people want to be inside and they want to take in warmer drinks. So that may be advantageous if you have seasonality to your business. Okay. So I'll go through the part of any loan up to 25,000. So any loan to 25,000, the first step is that we pull the credit report. We don't have a minimum credit score, but we do look at your credit behavior. So I know sometimes it could be a deterrent going to your local bank or credit union, and you have to have, minimum 680 or 650 credit score. You may not have that. That doesn't necessarily mean you don't have good payment history. It's just that that's what their credit policy is at that time. So with our organization, we take a more holistic approach to looking at your behavior. So the top three things we look for is, number one, have you had any collections, charge-offs over 500 medical in the last 2 years? That's the first thing we look for. The second thing we look for is, have your payment history for the last 12 months? So any open credit cards, any open loans that you're currently paying back on, we're going to look at the last 12 months to see, have you been paying your credit cards and your loans on time? Are there any late pays or slow pays? Then lastly, we look at your credit utilization. Ideally, we like to see at least 25% available on your open revolving credit cards. So based on those top three things, then the next step, if you meet those criteria, the next step, which would be step 2, would be the financial statements. Now, any loan amount up to 25,000, we're going to evaluate you as far as financials off the last 3 months of your personal and business bank statements. So if you were to apply today in the month of February, we're going to look at November and January bank statements. And so based off that, what we're looking for is, we're looking to see how much revenue you have coming in for your business. Do you have any other income? Because I know some people are doing startup businesses, so you may still be working like a full-time job while you're still building your business. So essentially, we're looking at how much revenue you have coming in, whether it's from the job or from the business or from both, and how much are you paying out? Have any what we call capacity to pay the loan back. So ideally, we look at your debt to income ratio. And so our debt to income ratio, we don't like it to go past 0.4, as you see here. If it does go past that, then that adjusts the loan amount, the loan offer that you could possibly receive. So then from there, we have step 3, which we call our credit builder loan. Now that goes up to $2,500. That has a term of 12 months. If it's a credit builder line of credit, it has a term of 24 months, with year 1 being interest only, then year 2 being the 12 months of repayment. So the credit builder loan is a way to introduce yourself to our organization, to build a relationship. And if there's some blemishes on the credit report, or if the financials are not at the capacity that we think is enough to take on a bigger dollar loan, we can start at least providing off. With our startup businesses, so our definition of a startup is somebody has less than 6 months of revenue, or you established yourself with the state of Illinois or Indiana within the last 6 months. So then we cap those requests at $12,500. But anybody that's been in business over 6 months and has at least, the 3 months of bank statements, you do have the opportunity to apply for up to 25,000. Okay, I'm gonna go on to our next bucket of loans, which is anywhere between 26,000 up to 100,000. Now, this has the same steps, but requires more documents. So when I mentioned in the loans up to 25,000, we're going to look at the last 3 months of your personal and business bank statements, but with loan amounts between 26 and 100,000, require more documentation. So step 1 is the same credit report. The top 3 things we look for in the credit report, as mentioned. Step 2, require more documents. So we will require depending on how long you've been in business. Like if you've been in business 5 years, for example, and you're seeking 100,000, we're looking at the last 3 years of your personal and business tax returns, the last 3 months of your personal bank statements, and then your financials from your accountant or bookkeeper, which would be your balance sheet, your profit and loss statement, and your cash flow statement. And so with our loans up to 100,000, you do have to meet all three checkpoints. So the information on the credit report is clean. Your financials do show capacity of at least the amount you're trying to pursue. And then the financials show it as well. So with our debt service coverage, we want it to be greater than or equal to 1.20. And then again, our debt to income, we like that to be 4 and below. Keep going here. Now, here are some special lending products that we have launched for 2025. The loyalty loan program is essentially if you have did a loan with us and have paid it back within the last couple of months, you do have the opportunity to be fast tracked into the loyalty loan program. So that means that you're able to get 1.25 times the original loan amount that you successfully paid off. So for example, if you got thank you, if you got a $25,000 loan with us, and let's say you paid it off in December, you have the opportunity to apply for a loyalty loan. Now keep in mind, as long as the information is the same or better than last time. So you can't, you apply with us 2 years ago and you apply now and the credit is worse, the loan not be eligible for the loyalty loan. But if the credit information report is the same as it was last time, so nothing, no new negative information, and you successfully on, you're able to be fast tracked. So for example, if somebody was to get $25,000 with us and then they apply for the loyalty and they are eligible for the loyalty loan, then they're automatically fast tracked into, I think it's 29 and 30,000 fast track. And all we would need would be very minimal documentation because again, you've already established a loan with us. So that's a newer program that we've launched. And then the RBF, which is revenue-based financing. Now, this is a little bit different because as you've heard me say that our lending cap is 100,000. That is for our traditional products. Revenue-based financing is a little bit different where we go up to 250,000. Now, revenue-based financing is based off of providing funding for businesses who have shown that their business is kind of in that state where they're consistent revenues, consistent strong revenues, but they're stuck and they need to scale. This program is a little bit different. I will say that people who are interested in the revenue-based financing do have to already have a relationship with A4C, gotten a loan with us in the past, or you have done business coaching with us to access the revenue-based financing. So you can't be new to the organization and then automatically apply for our revenue-based. You do have to already have an established relationship with us for. And this is not listed on our website. You would have to inquire with a lender or myself or someone at the organization about revenue-based financing. Because it's more of a premium product, it's a case-by-case basis with this type of lending product. So we do want to have a one-on-one with a potential applicant to make sure that this product fits what you need for your business needs at that time. Okay. So our website is, again, you can go to our website and you can start a loan application. I will take you through bits and pieces of the loan application just in case someone was interested, but you don't want to click on the button and don't want to input your information on the credit report. I do understand because our application is one hard inquiry. So I will say that. And I understand if you have multiple inquiries on your credit report, although that is not something that we look at or evaluate, but I do understand if you're trying to maintain a clean credit profile, you don't want a lot of inquiries. So I understand that. So that's why I want to give the disclaimer. If you do apply with us, it is one hard inquiry on the credit report. So the first page of our application is essentially business goals, and it is your contact information, your social, what do you need from us? And again, this part is important because if you click meet with a business coach, it's totally fine. It's going to take you through an assessment and match you with the business coach. If you apply for a loan, it's going to take you all the way through the process and it will pull your credit. So just make sure whichever one you're trying to do, whether you just try first before applying, make sure you highlight meet with a business coach, because if you do not, it's going to take you through the entire application and your credit will be pulled. So again, the next step would be just a business owner basics, like who we are, we're looking for, how can we get in contact with you? And then we get into the business basics. So your business name, your EIN, if you have one, ownership percentage, what type of business structure do you have, what industry? Now, excuse me, normally people will ask for the NICS code. We try to streamline that process. So we ask you for the industry that you're in, because that basically will capture the NICS code. But I know sometimes everybody doesn't know their NICS code. So it was easier to change the application just to say, is it accommodation? Is it construction? And so instead of, you see it says select the code, but you're actually selecting the name, not the actual number. And then if you have a company website, you can provide that as well. Then the next step would be to upload your ID. So your ID is required to upload to complete the application. And then if you have any people have business partners, anybody that has 19% or more ownership in the business is required to be on the loan with A4CB. Now, that does not mean that their credit will be pulled, but they do have to be on the loan. Now, if you have two business owners that's in 50, both of those applications and both credits will be pulled as well. But if it's 85-15, the 85% owner has to apply for the loan. The 15% person is optional whether or not they want to be on the loan or not. But again, anybody 19% or more is required. So then we get into the loan request. This is where you put in the amount that you're looking for. And then if you're looking for either a term loan or a line of credit, the loyalty loan, financing loan is not listed on the application. You do have to speak to. But as far as this, the two choices are line of credit or term loan. And it can be changed. So you can put one thing in the application, and then once you speak with the lender and say, oh, you know what, I think I'll be a better fit for the line of credit instead of the term loan, this can be changed. So reoccurring debt. So we ask about any other debt that's not on the credit report. So if you have a physical business location, we do ask how much is that rent every month. If you have a mortgage or if you have rent, you do have to list it here, and any other debt. And the reason for that is, again, when we're calculating debt to income, we're looking at the information that's on your credit report, because the credit report does show like you got 4 credit cards, and those 4 credit cards have a minimum payment of $25 a month. That means you have $100 you pay, you're required to pay a month according to your credit report. So we know you already got $100 in debt. And then any other information you put here, that adds to the debt to income cash flow analysis that we do. And this can be changed too, because sometimes I've seen people, like the mortgages are how much you pay in rent, and they'll, which doubles the debt. And we can go through it and edit it as well. Again, we do a hard inquiry on the credit report. So, but we do give you the disclaimer before the inquiry is pulled, so you know this is why we're doing it. This is and this is what information we're looking for. And then once you're done with that, you'll know you're at the end of the application, because you can schedule a business coaching session. So I think something they mentioned, you can take part in the business coaching and apply for a loan at the same time, simultaneously. It doesn't have to be one or the other. So if you complete an application with us, at the end, it's going to ask you, do you want to schedule a business coaching session? You can select yes. And then again, you put your date and time, and then you will be contacted by a business coach on whatever date and time you choose. Okay, which is a great segue into the coaching. So we have a two-part approach to our coaching program. We have a one-on-one coaching, so you can meet with a business coach one-on-one as long as you need them to talk about anything related to your business, whether it's sales planning, a marketing plan, excuse me, you need help as far as put an operations manual for your business because maybe you first employee, what does that look like? And then we also have group coaching. So we have cohort coaching program. And that cohort coaching program is called the Neighborhood Entrepreneurship Lab. That particular is application based. And going through the Neighborhood Entrepreneurship Lab program cohort, done, you have the opportunity, you I think automatically a $20,000 grant at the end of the Neighborhood Entrepreneurship Lab. It is application based, and they do have some requirements in order to be selected for the Neighborhood Entrepreneurship Lab. The one-on-one coaching is anytime you get ready, you can schedule coaching at any time. Again, you don't have to get along with us to get the business coaching. That's always open and available. So our coaching department is divvied up into 3 sections, which you have early stage, emerging, established. Early stage is the newer business owner who maybe have an idea but don't know where to start, or want to launch a product but just need to kind of put the proper things in place so that they can have a successful launch of their business. Then we have emerging businesses. This is for a couple of years but want to process, hire an employee, or want to streamline their bookkeeping. And then you have established businesses. So those are the people that have been in business 10 plus years, really good product, and they say, you know what, I want to take my product and I want to put it in the grocery store. What does that look like? Or I want to pitch to investors. I think I'm ready to turn this into a franchise. Okay, what does that look like? Or, hey, I've been in business 25 years. I want to retire. I want to move on to my next chapter. What does that look like? So if you need help with a succession plan or acquisition plan, our coaches are able to do that. And again, it's free. You don't have to get along with us to get the coaching. The coaching is available. Or if you get along with us and you pay it off, you can always still take part in the coaching. There are some people that have been receiving coaching from us from years and never applied for a loan with us, and that's totally okay. Okay, so then we talked about capital, we talked about coachings, and our last one is connections. So our office, like I said, is located on the west side of Chicago. We're in a building called the Hatchery. And so the Hatchery is a space where food and beverage business owners can rent kitchen space. So if you're a caterer, if you have a ghost kitchen, if you make teas and you don't want to do it in your home and you need a separate space, you're able to rent kitchen space at the Hatchery. So there's private kitchen space, and then there's a shared kitchen space. And then Allies for Community Business, we are in partnership with the city of Chicago. So we are, I believe it's called a regional business center, where we're able to help you with your licensing issues that you may have with the city of Chicago. And then lastly, we help with the MBE WBE certification free of charge. That is through our, yes, it's super important, especially Ms. Clark talked about trying to position yourself for those government contracts. It is very much important to have that MBE and WBE certification. That helps your application stand out above the rest. It can be a very tedious process. However, once it's completed, it's the gold standard when you're trying to pursue those large contracts. And again, our hatchery space, we have 54 private kitchens, 5 shared kitchens. We also have dry and cold storage, a loading spaces for businesses that need for food and beverage business that needs a variety of things. We also have a youth chef program. So we work with the youth between 16 and 21, I believe, that are able to learn of the culinary skills they need. And once they're done with the 12-free program, amazing restaurant so in the city of Chicago areas where they can continue on to be a chef as well. And also we are the front of our building as a little plaza area, we have a farmer's market. It's called the Garfield Park Neighborhood Market. So we do have a farmer's market year round. In the summer months, it is outdoor, and in the winter months, it is indoor. And so we are a part of the list of the City of Chicago farmers markets as well. And again, we talked about licensing. Oh, I'm sorry, I said regional business, and it's called Chicago, where again, we work in tandem with the City of Chicago to help you with any licensing issues you may have. About is on our website .org. You can apply for a loan, schedule a free coaching session. Entrepreneur that you think may benefit from our services, you can refer them online. A lot of our business coaches have workshops about like bookkeeping and HR issues. We do those webinars from time to time, and if you can't make them, they are listed on our website for replay. So that's an additional resource that's able to help entrepreneurs, because I know when you're busy working the business, it's hard to try to take time to, you know, sit through a webinar about bookkeeping, but it is on our website to watch the replay as well. We are on all social media platforms under the name Allies for CB. And again, my name is Amanda Askew. Thank you for taking the time to listen and meet with me today. This is my contact information, and I'll yield the floor for any questions. Thank you.
I got a question.
Yes, ma'am.
So you said when they're doing their like when they're getting their documents together, to have their financial documents like their profit and loss report, cash flow statement, and other documents from their bookkeeper. Okay, so a lot of small businesses don't have bookkeepers. So they be like using QuickBooks and a lot of stuff like that. You know, I've helped people try to understand even how to navigate QuickBooks and itemize so they can quarterly or monthly, however they need to pull up a financial report, they can do that. So how would, like, if they don't have a bookkeeper, how would they get those particular documents? Would they use something like QuickBooks, or would they have to hire someone to get those documents for them?
Yes, so you can utilize QuickBooks, Waves, or any other bookkeeping software. Actually, with our application, we do have a plugin for QuickBooks. So if you go through the application and you're like, hey, I don't have the profit and loss like saved on my laptop, but it's in my QuickBooks, you can connect your QuickBooks to the application, and it'll
Yes,
pull
honey.
those
I love
reports.
that. See, look, honey, y'all better get with y'all some allies for community business.
Yes, and our business coaches can help you set up your bookkeeping.
Wonderful, beautiful.
Need help with that
Okay.
too. Yeah, we understand sometimes I've had situations where I've had to send like a template of like, well, this is what a profit and loss looks like, and then
Yeah,
take the information and do what you will. But
absolutely.
yeah, so we can accept the report from the bookkeeping website, and like I said, we do have a plugin for that on our application.
Wonderful. Thank you. Any other questions, y'all? Don't be shy. Hello, new Zoom user. You can unmute if you want to ask a question, if you'd like to. Or Miss Wooten, would you like to? Miss Stone, would you like to ask a question?
Yes, if it, when you were talking about the, I just want to understand when you was talking about the people that might be interested in non-for-profit. Now they would still have to go through the whole procedure with the application if they want to. It does that application procedure that you had went over. Does that start? That also applies for people that's interested in for non-for-profit with the grants that what you said MBE or WBE.
MBE.
Yeah, do that. They have to go through the same application process, then go for the MBE. You know, that I just wanted to know how that.
Sure. So the MBE WBE is separate from the loan application. You can do that at any moment with the business coach. Now, as far as with our application process, if you are a nonprofit, it's the same process. However, we'll just need more documentation from you, like a letter from the board of directors stating that you will be fiscally responsible. Well, one, they allow at a meeting take on that financial responsibility, and know that you will also be fiscally responsible for the loan as well. So we would need additional documentation from the nonprofit director and board of directors as well. But it's the same application process. It does require a little bit more administrative documents needed.
Okay, thank you.
Mhm.
Okay.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Sheree, and I'm in the process of opening up my own group home for kids, well, youth that's award of the state of Illinois. And I've been like running into like barriers as far as like with funding and business credit. I'm not sure if that's something you guys would be able to assist me with.
I think Ms. Clark raised her hand.
Absolutely. So thank you for coming, Sheree, to the seminar. I could definitely help you with business credit. Do I have your email? Did you register for our last event? If not, can you put it in the chat? Therefore, I can send you some information and some free ebooks about business credit, how to build business credit, and then you and I can schedule an appointment to take a deeper dive in what it is you're trying to achieve as far as business credit, so we can get you on the right path to hitting that goal.
Yes, thank you so much. And I just put my email in the chat.
I have it. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right.
Anybody have any other questions? Oh, and I will say one thing. We do accept small business loans for trucking. I know that some of the banks, that's been a conversation. A lot of them are pulling back doing loans for trucking, but we do provide small business loans to for-profit and nonprofit. Again, nonprofit does have to have a business revenue generating model. We do serve small business loans for almost every industry except cannabis and anything sexual in nature. So those are the only two industries that, like the vices, is that what we don't extend loan offers to. But you're able to get free business coaching. We just not able to provide funding.
That's amazing information. I thank you so much. Does anyone else have any questions? Miss Askew does have a hard stop, and she's beautifully dressed for her event today, and we do want to give her some time to get out to that event. So do you have any questions? If not, don't worry. You can email me, or you have her information right here on the screen. Make sure to take that down so that you can reach out to her. She's very responsive via email. And if you leave a voicemail, she does call back. I'm a witness. She called me back and emailed me back several times so that she can be here. So she's very responsive. Make sure you reach out to her to schedule that appointment, whether it be to start your nonprofit or anything else outside of business credit, obviously. But if anything else you need for your business, Allies for Community Business is definitely, I will not forget to reach out to you, Ms. Sheree. But Allies for Community Business can definitely help you from start to finish when it comes to your business, from concept to cashing out with your loan. So they can definitely assist with that. So please make sure to help Miss Amanda Askew become the best employee that Allies for Community Business could possibly have. And we're gonna flood the zone with all these new students and loans she gonna be approving and all this other kind of good stuff. So this won't be the last time she hears from us. But thank you, Miss Askew, for coming today, and enjoy the rest of your day.
Thank you.
Thank
Ah,
you.
thank you guys for listening. Like you said, you got my phone number. If you have any questions, like if you want me to walk you through anything before applying, we can do that as well. Or if you want statements before applying, because like I say, it is a hard inquiry. So I understand you don't want a lot of inquiries on the credit report. Like, can we just, if you want to walk through your statements together before applying, say, okay, this is what I'm seeing. I've done that before. If you want to just kind of set expectations, because applying for $20,000-$50,000, it sounds great in theory, but once you start looking at the financials and say, you understand that this is the amount you got to pay back every month. And if there's ebbs and flows of the business, I think that's something that definitely needs to be discussed and identified prior to applying.
So, thank you.
I just had one more question, Mrs.
Mhm.
Askew. For those of us that's in the kindergarten stage, I will put it like that, and need, just from A to B, how do you go about it, a business,
Mhm.
whether it's not profit or non for profit, do your in the coaching department, does your institution help you with that, and how long do you all give the person, okay, you got to get your juices flowing on how you want to, or get your business going, is there a
Yes.
time duration?
Business coaches help you anything from A to B, A to Z. I said A to B, that's only two. A to Z. And you can use it as long as you need it to.
Okay, all right then.
Some people,
Thank
like I said, some people have been getting coaching from us for years and
Okay.
never got along with us. But every year they come, I need help with my marketing plan, or I need to do my sales goals for third and fourth quarter 2025. What does holiday season look like in 2025? So whatever you need help with, the coaches are available. So if you want to start at ground zero and work your way, we can do that too.
All right then. Thank you.
Yeah, so y'all make sure again to reach out. Hello, RG. Thank you for joining us. This is being recorded. So those of you that joined and could not make it, or registered and could not make it, it will be sent out. Therefore, you can have the information that she shared. And again, the contact information will be in the recording. I will email all of that over to you guys. But if you do not have any more questions for Ms. Askew, again, for her, for the sake of her day and other events and things that she needs to get to, we'll send out the information to you guys, her contact information. Please feel free to email her and call her. She does respond. So, we want to take up all the time that she's allowed to give us. We do want to flood the zone over here. So if you need coaching, get it. If you need a loan, get it. You want to get a grant, get it. And we want her to assist us with all of that. But thank you, Ms. Askew. Again, this will not be the last time you hear from us. We'd love to have you back, either for a workshop or technical assistance session, so that we can utilize the free, come on, y'all, free, can't say that stuff ain't out here for folks, free information and tools and resources so that we can be the best business owners that we aspire to be. With that being said, this is the end of the meeting. Thank you, Ms. Askew. Everyone else, you'll get the recording in your emails. Thank you, and make it a prosperous day, everybody.
Thank y'all. Have a good one. Thank you for having
Bye.
me.
Thank you, ladies. Have a good one.
Good one. Oh, bye, baby.
Oh, yeah.